This is for the lead in the AFC South. Who would have thunk it? Colts and Jags. But you know what, Jeff? We said at the beginning of the year, if the Colts could figure it out, because they had a roster in place that said, you know what, this roster can win the division, but we're trusting a rookie quarterback this year that had some questions coming out of college of being actually a pretty, serviceable NFL quarterback. We know that he's a freak of nature and he's just an awesome quarterback, but Anthony Richardson, it could be special, but he has to learn how to slide. He has to learn how to not put himself in danger. And I think that he has the Cam Newton complex where you think you're bigger than what you truly are. And then you have to figure out that, we're not over at Gainesville East Side High anymore. And you're gonna have these big 300-pound 4-3 runner and 4-3 guys that can really go ahead and end your career if you want to go ahead and be a crash test dummy each and every time you run the ball. Because literally he tried to do a play where it was mano a mano, and he got squashed. And that was very vital towards the game. But once again, Gardner Minshew saves the day and gets him a win. And so pretty much I love the Anthony Richardson play now. I think that it was one of the better picks in the NFL draft this year. I understand totally why he was taking over the quarterbacks that were behind him as well, too, because when you look at the traits and you look at the measurables, it's really hard to say that those guys are better than Anthony Richardson. And when you really look at it in all senses of the word, you say to yourself, Anthony Richardson kind of belongs in Carolina while Bryce belongs in Indianapolis. You know what I mean? Because the way that Anthony Richardson plays, it's Cam Newton 2.0. But Cam Newton was a little bit of a better thrower than Anthony Richardson. But all in all, the Colts came up with a great pick here. They've shown that they do know how to scout the quarterback position. And I truly do feel if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy after, learning how the NFL is, he's going to have a pretty good career, and I enjoyed watching him on QB1. I had never seen that, Jeff, with the QB1 with him and Bryce Young and the kid that plays over at Iowa now, Hogan, who's the quarterback. But that was one of the better QB1s because all the kids were real positive in that one. You know what I mean? Nobody was really that cocky. But Anthony Richardson, you can see that the humbleness in this kid. You know what I mean? His mother, his brother, all these people. And that's why you say to yourself, you can really root for this guy because he really does love the game. And I think that's what the Colts really drafted him for. And you see the Jaguars have a team that's has expectations. And I think the Jaguars got some love from the NFL. They showing a lot of love towards their owner. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. That when you got some money in this league, they're going to show you some love. And when you spend that money in this league, they're going to show you some love. So they let him stay in Europe for 2 weeks because they know that this helps the Jaguars' bottom line because they don't sell games out, even as a good team. And so pretty much being in England for 2 weeks, you pretty much can go ahead and make all the money that you would have made like all year long at home. So, they got a little bit of some love from the NFL being able to spend 2 weeks in a place where they always play really well at. But now they got to come back home. And I truly do feel that coming back home, being in London for the last 2 weeks, it's going to catch up with you a little bit. It is because you get to get back into your normal regimen, but it's going to take a couple days as well too. You're back at your regular training camp. You're back at all the places that are normal to you, but you've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks. And I just feel like the Colts believe in themselves a lot more than the Jaguars believe in themselves at this moment. And when I really get down to the gist of things, I truly do feel that the Colts have what it takes to win a game when the going gets tough. And I know the Jaguars did it last week against the Bills and everything like that. But I think the Colts have a little bit of revenge on their mind because they let this one go against the Jaguars week 1. So I love the Colts again this week, Jeff. I'm taking them with the plus 4.5, but I'm going to have them as one of my plays this week as a straight up play on my weekly list as well too. I like him with the plus 4.5 here. Jeff, what are your thoughts and who do you have winning this game?
I thought the Jags were in the perfect spot last week, and they took it right to the Bills start to finish. 2 weeks in London, 2-0 in London. That was supposedly going to be their future home. Now come back home. My true number was 3.5 for the 45.5. Now up to 4.5 for the 45.5. Initially, Vegas had this peg 24-21. I like where your eyes are. I like the revenge spot. Anthony Richardson on the IR. Talked to some Colts people this week already, and they're fearing that he might need surgery and be done for the year there. Michael Pittman has had a big year for them. The emergence of Zach Moss, Jonathan Taylor back, Josh Downs, another big year. I went the other way. I took the Jags -4, minus the hook. If they keep the momentum going, this is a spot where they need to find a way to win, obviously, because it's a short week and they travel to New Orleans, and that will be a tough game. Again, as I said, as I have it as a pick 'em as we speak, and people do listen. FanDuel of Pennsylvania has now listed the Jags -1.5 for next Thursday. Give me the Jags minus the 4, minus the hook. Listen, you got to keep that team that played the last 2 weeks going. ETN, a monster week last week. Get Calvin Ridley going. Ingram drops a touchdown. Defense playing well, Pops. Zay Jones banged up again. Christian Kirk needs some more catches on that side. But I like the trend the Jags are going. Perfect spot for your upset, though. Revenge. Was it Gardner Minshew, right? Gardner Minshew and
Yep.
Pittman and all those guys. So I like where your eyes are here. Give me the favorite. I don't like it, though. I can see the Colts not only cover and winning this game outright, though, Pops.
All right, but Jeff is just being nice because he knows good and damn well that he got the Jags winning this game by 10 points. But he's just trying to
No, I'm telling you, this is when is the last time the Jags home short favorite? They don't do well in this spot, Pops.
Right. And you know what? It's just hard to trust him after what happened with Houston. I want to trust him. If I'd have got a 2.5 for the game, which I kind of set up myself, I set it up at a 2.5 or 3. And I felt like, okay, if you get that number, give me the Jags.